All right, guys, in today's video, we're going to be doing a cosmetic repair on the frame. We're working on the frame of a 2013 Chevrolet Avalanche, but this is going to cover a wide range of years. And what I'm going to be showing you is the factory engineering recommended way to repair the problem I'm going to show you. So you can see on this vehicle, when these were originally being manufactured, the bare steel frames were dipped in an anti-corrosion liquid, and then they were dipped in a wax-based substance that you can see here. And this has held up very well since 2013. You normally will just have rust like you might see out in the horizon here where the lift or a jack would go, but normally it should be like this. And if we pan back, we can see this frame is in really pristine condition. It's a low mileage Southern truck. Very small minor specks of rust here and there, but the thing we're going to be repairing is right here. At some point in this vehicle's past life, it took a scrape or somebody put a tool here, maybe a jack, and we just want to repair this so that this corrosion doesn't get any worse than the surface cosmetic corrosion that you see right now. And there's another spot like this on the passenger side as well that we're going to take care of. Other than where a lift or a jack would normally go at the far extreme ends of this frame rail, you shouldn't have anything like this, and you want to take care of it pretty quick. And let me show you what GM Engineering recommends to restore this back to the way it was produced on the assembly line. All right, so we're going to be following this technical service bulletin. This is when GM issues advice to the dealerships on how to approach a problem. This is Bulletin 19, North America 255. Came out in November of 2022. It covers a wide range of models, including this 2011 to 2013 Avalanche that we're looking at now. But you can see there's a number of Cadillac, Chevrolet models, wide range of years ranging from earliest is 2011 and the latest is 2023. Yeah, the next page is probably going to cover GMC, and it is, right? So same kind of thing. And basically what they're talking about is customers who are complaining about rust on the frame during the warranty period or shortly after the warranty period, and how to get it repaired in a factory original way, right? So you could think of this like car show ready or museum quality. That's why we're doing a video on it, because it's something I'd be interested in doing. You can see here a big piece of that coating is flaked off and you got rust underneath. We got some flaking off along the side here. This is just a paint thing that they're trying to show to highlight it underneath. You look at this example they've got in the service manual, chipping and rust here. Big piece is peeling off and starting to corrode underneath as well. So here's another shot they have here where it's cracking and peeling, and here it's coming up on top, right? So they're basically just saying that, this condition they're talking about happened when the OEM supplier to GM didn't properly prep the metal before the wax coating was applied. So it lifted, let moisture get under here and rust. Doesn't matter how you got it. In our case, that's not how it happened, but we're going to follow this procedure. And so you can see they talk about that GM recommends several specialized products for replicating the cosmetic look, as well as having it be much more protective now that this original dipping has been compromised. And when they talk, and we're going to go through the details on that, but the products that they're going to recommend here, prepping the metal surface using Lloyd's Pure Prep metal surface preparation, part 25418, then top coating that with Lloyd's Kryptonite metal treatment, part 36500, and that's in a high temp satin black, and then top coating that with Daubert's non-rust part number X121B one coat rust preventative coating. And it's strongly recommended they be applied according to the manufacturer's recommended procedures. And then what the service bulletin is going to do, it's going to walk through how to go about doing this. And I'm going to leave it here. You can read it on your own. But the net is you're going to get access to whatever area you're trying to repair. You're going to take a look at the damage and assess how you're going to attack getting it ready, right? So you might have a situation like in this picture where it's just some surface corrosion, or you might have an example like in this picture where you're going to have to get a Scotch-Brite or a Whizzy wheel out here and remove some actual flaking of rust. That at some point you're going to remove that as step one. Then you're going to use a rag and a wax and grease remover solvent to get any of that wax coating that might be in this area. This is just a good picture to show, you want to get it down to the metal. They're going to tell you that this Kryptonite is designed to be applied directly onto rust, so you don't have to get it clean enough to eat off of. You just got to get the loose flakes and the scale off. This is a product that's kind of like the consumer POR 15 type products, but this is a very industrial, professional type product in that category. So get all this stuff off of here. That's what I already mentioned. And then you're going to take the pure prep. You're going to prep the surface with a rag, and then you're going to get ready to top coat it with the Kryptonite. You can put this on with a brush or a roller. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. After you get that into position, you're going to let it dry up, and then you're going to top coat it with the Dauberts. I think that's the essential gist. I'll leave this here a little bit longer so you can pause the video and read this to your heart's content. And then when you get done, it's going to look just like it came out of the factory assembly line, which is the look we're after here. So what are these products? So here's the preparation material. This is Lloyd's Pure Prep. This is ready to use and out of the bottle. The directions here is just to apply it with a rag. You can spray it on or you can use a rag. We're going to be applying it with the rag. The Kryptonite product is this guy here. This is Lloyd's Kryptonite metal treatment, right? So this is like a type of paint, but it's not sprayed, it's poured. And so we're going to be applying that with a roller, a 3-inch or a 4-inch roller. I grabbed this at Walmart, just a little 4-inch roller. It's going to be something we use and then toss in the recycle bin for the steel. These products are definitely going to have PPE. You're going to need gloves, and you're going to need goggles for a liquid splash, this type of product. And then here's the Daubert No Rust X121B. So that's going to go on top of the Kryptonite after it cures, and that'll form the look that we're after here, which is no points off, show car quality, exactly the way it rolled off the assembly line. So let's go ahead and get started on this prep. All right, guys, I forgot to show you this chemical. This is what I'm going to be using for the grease and removing that wax coating around there. There's a lot of different products in this space, but I like Eastwood. All right, guys, so I got this camera set up. I think this should be good visibility for you all. I'm going to first come in here with the grease prep, grease remover, wax and grease remover, I should say. And I'm just going to be applying it with a rag, nothing fancy. We're just going to try to get the loose pieces of this wax coating off of here. All right, so this stuff just dissolves it. This will also get a little bit of the surface rust off, just a little. Okay, and then we're just going to wipe that up. And next we're going to put on that first product that I showed you from Lloyd's, which is the metal prep product. And we're going to put that on with a rag as well. This material has an odor like it contains phosphoric acid. I presume that's one of its key ingredients. All right, then we're just going to get some more of this on the other side of this rag. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but you're going to want to make sure you're doing this outside or in a well-ventilated area with all these chemicals. If not, you're going to want to wear a respirator as part of your PPE. All right, we're just going to keep rubbing this like the directions said until we don't get any more brown residue coming off. Brown residue would be corrosion. All right, looks like nice bare metal. Not seeing any more coming off. Although there's a little bit here, looks a little bit heavier. I'm going to get that a little hit. All right. The next part of those directions say we should take another rag and we should put a little bit of water on it. So we have some distilled water out here for that purpose. Just going to put a little bit of water on another clean rag. We're going to wipe this acid off. Okay. Hopefully that's coming out for you guys. Let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit. Maybe that's a little better. Okay, we're just going to let that air dry for a moment, and then we're going to apply that Kryptonite coating. So the first coat on the back of the bottle says to go light, and then it tells you on the back of the bottle says to give it 2 to 5 minutes and then apply a second coat that is heavy. There's a little pull tab underneath the screw top that I'm pulling off right now. And then putting the cap back on. And I'm just going to give it a quick shake. And then we're going to get our roller out and a little pan, and we're going to apply it. Okay, shake well. Okay, we're ready. So I'm going to cut this clip for a second while I go grab a little pan to put the roller in. Okay. That'll be our light coat. Putting a little bit more, and then we'll let it set up for the 5 minutes, and we'll come back and do the heavier coat. Just want to make sure we get this uniformly coated. And then we'll let it sit up here for 5 minutes. All right. Let's see how we're doing here. So there's our first coat. We can still see through it. Now we're going to put on the second heavier coat. Shake up our bottle again. And pour some sugar on it. So I'm putting a lot more of this material in here. I'll show you a shot when we get done of what I'm working with to put this paint on this roller, but this one's going to go on a lot thicker, as you can see here. Give it one more. Now we're going to let that heavy coat dry again for 5 minutes, and then we can top coat it with the last product. All right, let's take a look at this. It took about 15 or so minutes for this thicker coat to dry. We just want to see that there's no wet spots before we go to the last step here. It's looking pretty good. All right, time for the last step. You see I've stuck a paper grocery bag behind this to avoid overspray on anything else. That's it. Let that dry and we should be done. All right, so one thing about this spray, when you're done, make sure you turn it upside down and depress the button to clear any of the material out of the nozzle, or it'll dry rock hard in there and you won't be able to use it next time. Something else I wanted to show you on this, you can see these guys have been doing stuff to GM specification for a long time, right? So this material meets a number of GM specs. All right, guys, this is what I was doing off camera. This is the fancy setup, right? It's just a paper plate with this little 4-inch roller. That's all it's needed. One other thing on the directions for this Kryptonite I wanted to call out was they note here in bold, it's critical that this coating be applied to a minimum of 3 mil thickness for full performance, right? So that second coat has to be really thick. In fact, I did another light coat after the second coat, so we really have 2.5 coats here. All right, guys, let's take a look at the finished product. So I'm just going to start from this cross member. We're going to pan back. You can see here's our repair area. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more noticeable until it cures fully. The product cures as it gets hot. So, first hot drive with the frame, we should end up having it match the surrounding color a lot better. But we've got good coverage and we've got good thickness. I've also made the same repair in 4 other places on the other side, on the passenger side, and one more on this side. It came out really nice, just like this. All right, guys, so that repair, this cosmetic repair, is all wrapped up. I wanted to show you this last page of the service bulletin, which is summarizing the motivation for doing this. Right? So besides being a technique to get a corrosion-resistant treatment, you did it this way because this is going to give us that wax-like film appearance. This is a cosmetic treatment, so to have a match to what was done on the assembly line when the vehicle was originally manufactured, and that's what we were after here, factory originality. Think of this like something you'd do for a show car finish, anything you'd have on a low mileage truck where you want to preserve that look and that appearance. If you read the manufacturer information on those products that we used, it's going to take several days for it to fully cure. A good couple of drives in hot weather is going to get that fully cured, and it's going to firm up and get this appearance like we see in the photo here, where we can't even tell the difference and where this was treated. If you got questions or comments about this technique, these products, or this approach, go ahead and leave them below and I'll try to help. If you found this video useful and helps you do this yourself and get this treatment done and maintain that originality, appreciate you paying it forward by hitting that like button. And as always, thanks for watching.